Hello, I'm Roger Swamps with ESPN's Outside the Lines. We recently did a story here at Tucson High School covering basketball phenom Cesar Torrino. Now, we're here with a follow-up story, this time dealing with some recent Arizona school budget cuts that could be affecting Cesar Torrino's basketball future. Recently, a nationwide recession has impacted all aspects of today's society. Here in Tucson, Arizona, locals have become outraged at the recent school budget cuts within the district. These budget cuts have included extracurricular activities such as the athletic programs. For many student athletes, this is their only chance to getting into college. And for one superstar student athlete, Cesar Torrino, here in sunny Tucson, Arizona, the future may not seem so bright. I'm here with Rashid James, current student of Tucson High School. Rashid, Mr. James, what do you think of Cesar Torrino's basketball ability?
Oh man, Cesar, he's the bomb, man. He's a boss out there on the court, man. No one can touch him.
Yeah, they say he does hustle pretty hard.
Oh man, he's out there busting his ass every day, every night. While I'm out partying, he's getting his game better.
So would you say the comparisons to LeBron James are accurate?
No man, he's way better than LeBron.
Okay.
LeBron couldn't touch him.
And without a basketball scholarship, do you think he could make it into college and get a university education?
Heck no. Man, Caesar's stupid as f.
Alright, play one.
I recently sat down with head coach and athletic director of Tucson High School, Jim McGraw. It was clear that in this coach and players meeting that this man had a strong passion for the well-being of his players.
Stay big and get the ball to Cesar. Cesar, if they're getting cocky, I want you to throw a 360 on their ass, alright? Keys to the game. Number one.
After the meeting, I had a one-on-one interview with Mr. McGraw, the man responsible for pushing so many student athletes into college through athletic scholarships.
Get the damn ball to Cesar. Cesar, how do you spell your name again?
Man, Coach, I don't know.
Alright, Cesar.
Alright, we got it. Here we go, boys.
How do you feel about this entire debacle?
Sir, by debacle, do you mean ruining this young man's future?
Yes.
Well, I mean, I think the budget cuts is one thing to take away my job as a person. I'm an adult. I can find a new job. It's another thing to take away this bright young man's future.
Now, Coach McGraw, people are saying this young man isn't necessarily the brightest one off the court. Would you say he has a chance to get a scholarship without basketball in his life?
You know, I'm almost offended by your question, sir. Studies have shown that there is a direct correlation between athletic achievement and achievement in the classroom. And we have a strict code we abide by here at this school. And that's the 2.0 GPA. And if you don't have that 2.0, you don't see the card. And, you know, as for Cesar's case, that might not be the same, but when you have a passion and you put that much time and work into it, you deserve to be rewarded.
I understand where you're coming from, Coach McGraw, but what would you say to those in the community that strongly believe and insist that education should come first over athletic programs?
Well, you know what, sir? I would actually agree with that. But the thing is, at least in Cesar's case, he's not going to have an education without athletics. It goes hand in hand. And to me, athletics is part of your education.
I continued to talk to Coach McGraw, and he went into great detail about how thousands of other students are in the exact same position as young Cesar Torrino. He alluded to the fact that many of his student athletes wouldn't even show up to school if it weren't for their athletics. Each year, more than a dozen or so of these student athletes are given scholarships for their exceptional talent to various schools. But with the budget cuts to Tucson High, these student athletes are losing their opportunities for better futures. Mr. McGraw felt that Cesar Torrino's case is a perfect example of a student with phenomenal talent who needs a sports scholarship in order to get in and succeed on a higher level. After watching this young man intensely practice, I had a personal interview with him to get his thoughts on the entire situation. So Cesar, I've got to ask, how good are you?
I mean, I'm this good.
I must say, Cesar, that was pretty damn good.
Sir, that's how good I am.
Good luck with everything. So Cesar, apparently basketball is a huge part of your life. How much time would you say you've invested off the court?
Well, Roger, I'd say out of school and off the court, about 95% of the time spent in outside activities would be basketball. The other 5% is right here.
Wow, 95% of your time? So Cesar, why invest so much time into basketball? Why not other activities?
You know, Roger, I want to keep it real with you. Basketball was my ticket into college. I'm not going to be able to get in there for academics.
Well, Cesar, you know, with the recent budget cuts and you in your junior year, this means you're not going to be able to play basketball at Tucson High next year and possibly not get a basketball scholarship because no one's going to be able to see your recruitment here. What are you going to do now? Do you think you'll get into college?
You know, basketball, like I said, it was my ticket. It was going to pay my way through college. And if I didn't make it into the NBA, I was going to have a college education so I could get a job and better the life of my baby, Demario.
So what do you plan on doing if you're not going to be going to college?
Well, Roger, I think you know by now that I've been hustling the court for a long time. And if I can't get into college, I guess I'm just going to have to hustle the streets for money.
So Peter, you are president of the school board here in the Tucson School District. Recently, your unanimous decision to cut all funding for extracurriculars, including sports, has caused outrage in the community. Give me your reasons and thought process of coming to this decision.
Look, Roger, with class sizes that are already at or near full capacity, there's not much leeway for this $133 million budget cut they've given us. And we gotta take it out of somewhere.
That is a valid point. But what would you say to those in the community and to those student athletes that have no other shot at getting into college without a sports scholarship? Either they can't pay for it or they just can't get in. What would you say to them?
Look, Roger, this is a school, not an athletic institute. And education, because it comes first, athletics needs to take the back seat, and in this case, completely get cut.
But on another note, are you aware that statistics and studies have proven crime rates soar in areas that students don't have extracurricular activities?
Well, Roger, I'm aware of those statistics, and quite frankly, I don't know how to answer that. But all I know is desperate times call for desperate measures, and I'll stay firm to the decision that I made.
At the end of the day, Cesar Torrino is just one of thousands of student athletes seeking a scholarship to higher education through sports. So what will young Cesar do for now amidst these tough times? Well, he's just going to have to hang in there. I'm Roger Swamps, ESPN.